Hi folks, this is my astrological forecast for the sign of Pisces for 2025. It is certainly going to be a mixed year. There's an element of neutrality about it for some of you. For some of you, it's actually going to be very stimulating and positive. For others, it's going to be quite difficult. And there's going to be different times of the year where all of you are going to notice what's happening, as opposed to other times of the year where just one or two of you will notice what's happening. So let's talk about the minor details first before we come to the big picture. Let's talk about the Pisces new moon. This will be happening on the 28th of February. It's not a big deal, but it's a precursor of things to come, because the more you get into March and April, the more things are going to change, particularly during March. The Pisces full moon will be on the 7th of September. Now, as full moons go, it's not a big deal, but this is a total eclipse, and it's happening the day after the square of Mars to Jupiter and the day after Uranus starts going retrograde. So I imagine that around the Pisces full moon of the 7th of September, a number of you, particularly those of you born around the very middle of Pisces, are going to be feeling a little bit out of sorts just for a few days. I'm delighted to say that Mars isn't going to be in Pisces at all during 2025, and of course, neither is Pluto. But this brings me to what is happening. So let's dive in and deal with the difficult stuff first of all. As many of you will be aware, Neptune has now been in your sign for 12 to 13 years on its 14-year journey through your sign. Neptune will move out of Pisces this year on the 30th of March and then stand still and go retrograde and move back into Pisces again on the 22nd of October, moving finally out of your sign in the early part of 2026. Similarly, Saturn will start the year in Pisces but leave Pisces on the 25th of May, but then go retrograde and move back into Pisces on the 1st of September, where it will then remain until the end of the year, finally leaving Pisces again in the early part of 2026. The Neptune is only at the very end of your sign. So it's only going to be hitting those people born around the 18th and 19th and 20th of March at the first 3 months of the year. And this is the finale to a 1 to 2 year period of confusion and vagueness. And those of you born, those Pisces born on the 20th, 21st of March, yes, this coming year is going to have a fair degree of uncertainty, nebulousness, moments of fatigue and confusion, but it's also going to dissolve a lot of the old problems from the past. Saturn starts the year in the middle of Pisces, and those of you born from about the 5th of March onwards, 4th, 5th of March, even the 3rd, 4th, 5th of March onwards, you're going to find that the first few months of this year are not particularly good times for major growth and expansion. Instead, it's a time of weeding, pruning, streamlining, clearing the decks, letting go of things, people, situations and environments that are past their sell-by date and have reached the end of their shelf life. Saturn will pass on top of the sun of all of you born from the 3rd to the 16th of March in the first 4 months of this year. Then Saturn will move over the sun of those of you born from the 17th to the 21st of March. And here we've got the Saturn retrograde process of the next 9 months. So from April through to December, January 26, Saturn's on top of the sun of those of you born from the 16th, 17th of March onwards for the rest of the year. This is more difficult the younger you are. The older you are, the more easier it is to work within your own boundaries rather than those pushed on you by others. Uranus is smiling on you. Uranus is going to be being particularly positive in the first 4 months of the year. For those of you born around the 15th, 16th, 17th of March, plenty of opportunities, continuing the theme of 2024. And also, those of you born around the 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st of March, from May onwards, you can expect windows of opportunity to be opening around you. So those of you born at the very end of Pisces, it's a real mixed bag. You've got Uranus sextiling your sun, great. And you've got Saturn and Neptune conjuncting your sun, not so great. Jupiter starts the year squaring the sun of many of you. And from the start of the year to the time that Jupiter moves into Cancer on the 9th of June, Jupiter's going to square the sun of pretty much 2/3 of you. Those of you born from 2nd of March through to March the 21st. This isn't a big deal. It suggests that there may be one or two over-the-top or larger-than-life situations. But after this, Jupiter moves into Cancer, a sign that you're much more friendly with. And all Pisceans, all of you, except for the last 5 days, all of you born up to and including the 16th of March, you're going to find that the second half of the year is going to have a lot more opportunity than the first half. This brings me to the big moment. There is going to be a very large planetary lineup in Pisces during the second half of March. The North Node is retrograding from Aries back into Pisces. Neptune and Saturn will be together at the end of Pisces, conjuncting the North Node. Mercury and Venus will both retrograde back into Pisces and conjunct Saturn and Neptune at the North Node. So over the period of the 11th of March through to about the 30th of March, there's this nearly a 3-week period. Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Neptune and the North Node all together in the last 6 or 7 degrees of Pisces. This is going to really impact on the lives of those of you born from the 14th, 15th of March onwards, and you're in such a concentrated state of evolution and change that all you can do is dance with it. If I were to pinpoint a particular time during that 3-week period where everything's going to come to a kind of crunch point, it's at the partial eclipse of the sun in Aries on the 28th of March. This is why I say that Pisces is going to have a pretty complicated year. For many of you, there's a degree of challenge, especially those of you born at the end of Pisces, especially in the last 3 days of Pisces, the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, maybe the 21st. There's also plenty of opportunities if you can see beyond, outside of your boundaries and open up to the future. There's also going to be this monumental time in the last 3 weeks of March that is going to shake the world. But those of you born from the 14th, 15th of March onwards, you're in the firing line for this. So use this time, dance with it, open yourself up to challenge, change, opportunity. Hide under the bed will collapse on top of you. For all of you, Pisces, this is a year where you're bringing to an end 14 years, or at least 2.5 years of challenge, restructure, blockage, dissolving, releasing and letting go. You're entering the final days of Saturn and Neptune in your sign. Get stuck in. Do the hard work now so you don't have to do it in the long-term future. As far as 2025 goes, Pisces, keep your feet solidly on the ground.